Pilot Pete made his debut last night on the 3-hour Bachelor premiere. There was kissing, there was crying, there was people mounting other people on their laps. It was crazy. And plenty of drama. A lot of that. Yeah, look at this.
Hi, Peter.
What's up?
I'm coming for you. Hopefully I don't hit any turbulence on my way up.
Hey, smooth skies ahead.
I'm going for the Mile High Club, you know? I'm in it to win it.
What is this? Got some baggage? Thank you, sir. Oh my God, I'm impressed. Wow.
Hi.
Welcome. What an entrance. Here, let me
Thank you.
help you off there.
So,
All right.
wow,
Welcome.
I've made it to my final destination.
Hi there.
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm Jenna.
Jenna, Peter.
Nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you. Who's your friend?
This is Ashley P.
Okay.
She's my emotional support cow.
I don't know what to say.
No, the best part was 2 of the girls thought that was a pony.
Yeah, yes. Seriously, they're looking out, Kendall's right, they're looking out of the window and they're going, look, a pony.
Yeah.
No, it's a cow. Night 1 involved, thank you for bringing that up, because that was great. Night 1 involved introductions, a rose ceremony, the first group date, and a familiar face. And for all things Bachelor, return to our expert, and that means once again it's time for America Loves Ted. And producer Ted Johnsen joins us from our control room. Good morning, Ted.
Good morning.
Okay, Ted. First of all, did you see that moment that Kendall was referring to with the cow and the women thought it was a pony?
Chalk it up to another lady. Yeah, I mean, 30,000 feet, you know, no, not those ladies. No, I don't, yeah.
I know.
It's just another
it's not
thing
what you
say.
thought. No, I know what Ted means. Chalk it up to another crazy moment on The Bachelor is what you mean.
yeah.
Yes, I know. I'm saving you, Ted,
Yeah.
right now. Yeah. Overall, you've watched many of these over the last few years. Overall, what did you think of the premiere itself?
I was thrown off by the fact that it was 3 hours long. I do 2 hours, one night a week. Don't give me a 2-night premiere. Don't give me a 3-hour thing. Give me one night, and then do the introductions. Let's do the rose ceremony and move on.
Because we were saying in our meeting, and I think the audience would agree, in this day and age, in 2020, I think it is a lot to ask for us to sit down and watch a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
I do. I don't think we have the patience anymore. Okay. Your first impressions of some of the fine women.
They're very attractive women. A lot of them have good jobs. There's no ice cream scooper, or sometimes they have those weird titles.
Like twin. Remember the one
Right.
whose occupation was just twin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was surprised, and you just saw it there, by how many women he was just making out with.
I know.
In front of all the other ladies.
There was a lot. I told the audience, and they thought I was joking, but there was just a lot of aggressive making out for night 1.
And no shame.
No shame.
No, oh, my wife might be right there in that seat.
Yeah, no. Well, but again, we have to keep it under context. I mean, this shouldn't surprise us. This is Windmill Guy. I mean, you know what I mean? This Pilot Pete.
And they only told
audience.
us that 10 times last night.
I know. I got a little sick of those jokes. Okay. Now, there is one of the women. This was unusual. There was one of the women, and I should say, I watched an hour of this before I gave up. And in that, Peter knows one of the women. How did this happen?
Unclear if it was just spontaneous or she was doing a little stalking. This is Kelly. They met in the lobby of a hotel randomly.
Okay.
In which they sort of did a dance. They locked eyes, and now she's on the show.
Well, that seems a little. But Ted, don't you think he seemed really excited to see her?
He was into it.
Yes.
He was into it. He wasn't freaked out at all. He was like, oh, hey, Kelly.
Yeah. Yeah, and he turned around and looked at her as she walked away too. I noticed he didn't do that with all the women. It was just, anyway. Okay, now I mentioned that there was a blast from the past. Who came back? Who was the ghost of Christmas past?
So we had been seeing these in the trailers, that Hannah B., who they went in the windmill, they did their thing several times, and we had seen that she was going to come back, but we didn't know to what extent.
Yeah.
Well, she comes back initially, and she's like, here are your pilot wings that you gave me. You should have them back. Okay. And I was like, really? That's it? Well, then they brought her back again, and she's like messing around, blah, blah, blah. Then she's in the back, and she's basically like, I have feelings for him.
Oh, is that the scene we just saw with the running mascara?
Tears. So many tears. And he was like, are you doing this because I'm the Bachelor? Or are you doing this because you're actually into me? Because she lives 20 minutes away from his house. She never reached out to him. She wanted to go on a date with Tyler C. after she broke up with Jed. And he's like, well, I don't want to be your third. But
oh, you know what I just thought, audience? Ted, you know what I just thought? You know who we know who knows him and her? Gene Burstyn. Yeah. We need to ask, because Hannah B. was Alan Burstyn's partner, we need to ask Gene to ask Alan if Hannah said anything about Pilot Pete. Yeah.
And you remember, they tried to make Alan and Hannah the thing.
But they weren't. They weren't. Okay. How did the ladies, really quick, how did the ladies react to seeing Hannah B?
Oh, they did not like it.
Yeah.
I think at first they were like, oh, look, Hannah B's back. This is weird, but get out of here.
Yeah.
And then she came back again, and they're like, get her out of here.
Yeah. Finally, okay, let's do this. We always do this the first day of the season for The Bachelor. Your pick. We need to know your front runners and pick real quick.
So here's some of the people I like. Kelsey, she's from Iowa. The Victorias, they might be a pair to watch out for. But my pick is Madison. She had the first one-on-one date. They seem to have a good connection, so we'll see. Madison.
Okay, I'm going with Hannah
Ann?
I'm going with Hannah Anna Banana. Hannah Banana, Rosanna Dana. I'm going with her. That's mine. Yes. Ted Johnsen, everybody. Thank you, buddy.